Yeah. Let's start some comedy. So I've been called a lot of things in my life. I've been called a lot of things in my life. And one of them is irresponsible. Let me start recording my set here with my recorder. It's called professionalism, people. Get used to it. I've been called a lot of things in my life. Booger eater. I mean, that's half true. I mean, come on. King Latifah. I don't even know what that means. Rodney Queen? I was like, come on, guys, that's just insulting. I've been called a jerk. I've been called a butt munch. A lot of things. You know what? It doesn't faze me. I'm bigger than that. I'm tougher than that. But I did get called one thing the other day that really bugged me. The other day I was called an atheist. An atheist. I was like, what? I'm just saying, to confidently deny the existence of God is just as silly as to confidently accept the existence of God. I'm not an atheist, you guys. I'm an anti-theist. I'm a very scientific view towards religion. Very scientific view. And to just be put in that group of people is just insulting. Now, I grew up in a Christian household, and I would call it more of a tradition than actually religion. It was like, we went there 3 times a week. Doesn't matter. But I was a casual observer of the Christian religion. A casual observer. And what I found about religion is that I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And the reason is because of all the infighting. The religion themselves, they fight with themselves, and it just doesn't make sense. Until I looked at it, I was like, wait a second. There's so much infighting because all these religious texts are open for interpretation. It's like asking God, how do you get to your house? And God's like, he answers with a parable about a tortoise and a hare whose main point is follow your heart. But not only that, he tells you it in Latin and spats it through Google Translate like 4 times. So you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Come on. And one of 2 things tells me about that. One of 2 things tells me. It's first time, if you're writing directions to paradise that's open for interpretation, you're a bad writer. You're a bad writer, or they don't want you to get there. And it's like religion, like I've always said, religion is kind of like the lottery. It's like you can't win if you don't play, but it's also like the lottery in regards to you can't win. I'm 32 years old. I've never met anyone who's ever won a substantial amount of money. You'd think that I would have, but no, just nobody wins. Another funny thing about religion is that seemingly really intelligent people will believe the most bonkers thing. The most bonkers thing. Like, for example, there's this subsect of Christianity called, is that a phone? Oh my gosh, I thought I was an amateur. Might as well turn your guys' phones down, please. Anyway, where was I? Ooh, geez. Okay, so they believe the most bonkers thing ever. There's a subsect of Christianity called the Young Earthers. They believe that the Earth is only 5,000 to 6,000 years old. 5,000 to 6,000 years old. Do you know why and how I know that the Earth is not that old? Aside from all the obvious stuff. First off, I can count that high. The Earth is not an age in which I can count to. Let's put it that way. Second off, like I said, I'm 32 years old. That number has never changed. You think young earthers would be really excited about every advancing year. And if I would make this joke, I'd be like, wait a second, you're an idiot because the Earth is actually 5,032 years old, Jacob. I'm like, you're right. The third thing is oil. Texas tea. It's just 5,000 years isn't old enough to make oil, especially of the quantity that we're pumping out of the ground. So, like I said, my name is Jacob, and I was reading a report that said the name that you're given to at the beginning of your life has a lot to do with who you become as a person. And that rang true because my name is Jacob, and I'm fucking awesome. I was like, it has to be more than just a coincidence, you guys. It has to be more than that. I'm fucking awesome. I'm humble, and I'm fucking awesome. It's Latin for butterfly, which, ironically enough, is my spirit animal. So, I got that going for me. So, it rings true. And upon further review, I was like, wait a second. This has to be true because I've never met a legitimate person named Chad. I've never met like a cool guy that I can hang out with named Chad. Every single Chad I have ever hung out with has been a complete and utter Chad. Just, frat guy, sunburn, loves Dave Matthews Band, Chad. Like I've never met a cool Chad. I've never met a cool Blake. I've never met a cool Eagle Eye. Yeah, that's his real name, you guys. Eagle Eye Cherry. That's his God-given name. He's from Sweden. I didn't even know if there was black people in Sweden. Turns out there's at least 3. It's the Cherry family. And I really wish I was at that sit down when they were figuring out Eagle Eye's name. They're like, okay, Mrs. Cherry's like, okay, we got it narrowed down to 4 names. We got Eagle Eye. We got Moose Knuckle. We have Camel Toe. And we have Chad. Turns out Moose Knuckle and Eagle Eye were a toss-up. And they chose correctly. I don't fucking know. I really wish, goddammit, Eagle Eye would release another one-hit wonder to make this joke relevant to everyone under the age of 25. Come on, Eagle Eye. You got it in you. Just one more one-hit wonder. Just one more. Make my joke happen. Save tonight. So my roommate came to me the other day. He was looking all depressed and sad, and I was like, "What's going on, buddy?" And he was all sad because it turns out that he's the same age as superstar running back James Starks from the Green Bay Packers. And I was like, "What? That's why you're sad? You're comparing yourself to somebody who's better than you in every way possible? Well, that's just a recipe for disaster. You're just failing yourself. Like, you don't actually compare yourself to somebody who's better than you. No. You compare yourself to somebody that is worse than you, because it makes you feel better. Like, for example, at least you're not a child soldier in Uganda. Am I right? At least you're not a child soldier in Uganda, because this child soldier in Uganda, he's doing lines of gunpowder off of a warlord's dick, just wondering what he's fighting for and whether or not he'll see tomorrow. It's just, that's what you do. You gotta feel better about yourself by comparing yourself against this kid who may or may not die. Fucking warlords in Uganda. So it turns out that we are an integral part of the 6th major extinction event in world history. World history, 6th major extinction event. And it sucks because I get it. Like back in the 15th century when we killed all the dodo birds, like in Madagascar and stuff, like I get that. We were kind of set up for failure. We were hungry. They approached us. They were delicious. Their eggs were huge. Like, come on, how could we not kill all those stupid birds? All the dodo birds are crying out loud. But what I don't like is when we start killing all these animals for legendary purposes. Like, for example, if you go to Africa and kill a black rhino and saw off its horn and then eat that horn, that'll make your dick bigger. Let's just say that there's a lot of black rhino blood on these hands for this average at best size penis, you guys. It's just, it's a real pain in the ass. I spent my life savings on that. Don't I feel like a dick? All right, you guys, that's my time. Give it up for me, everybody.